The little girl stood among the crowd. With a single glance, she saw the unsolvable chessboard the man struggled with. Without hesitation, she stepped forward to give guidance, but the people around her burst into laughter. A little kid, how could she possibly understand Go? However, the national champion standing nearby narrowed his eyes. He sensed that this girl was no ordinary child. The man hesitated for a moment. Then, he decided to take a gamble. He followed the direction the girl pointed and placed his piece. To everyone's shock, the moment the piece landed, the entire game shifted. He turned the tables in an instant and won the championship. The crowd erupted in astonishment. They finally realized this little girl was not simple at all. It turned out, her true identity was that of a chess god. Years ago, at an international tournament, she had comprehended the legendary hand of God. One move was all it took to send top players from around the world into utter defeat. However, her brilliance was too dazzling. She was ambushed by villains in the dark, and ultimately killed in a single strike. But who could have expected? In the very next moment, her soul transcended, reborn in the body of a little girl. When she saw the news on TV reporting her assassination, and looked at her own young face in the mirror, she finally realized she had been given a second life. At first, she planned to use this body to exact revenge. But then, she suddenly noticed a painting on the wall, depicting a 5,000-year-old unsolved chessboard. The girl gently raised her hand. A single chess piece floated into the air, and landed perfectly on the board. The deadlock was instantly broken. The legendary hand of God had reappeared in the world. Just then, the family elder pushed open the door, coldly ordering the girl and her brother to hand over their chess manual, claiming they knew nothing about chess, and had no right to participate in the chess god tournament. Seeing her beloved brother being ostracized, and remembering that her enemies from her past life were still at large, she stepped forward without hesitation, declaring that she would enter the competition. But the crowd only sneered. A little girl like her? What could she possibly know about chess? Without a second thought, they immediately rejected her request, and instead, sent the family's most talented young lady to compete. The second young lady did not disappoint. Within just a few moves, she cornered her opponent into a deadlock. The crowd marveled at her skill, but when the brother took the stage to break the deadlock, he was instantly trapped within the game himself. The match reached a tense standoff. Seeing this, the cousin quickly stepped in, breaking the deadlock in an instant. The crowd applauded in admiration, praising him as the true genius of chess. However, when the brother followed the cousin's strategy and placed his next piece, he unknowingly fell into another deadlock. The situation turned critical. If this continued, defeat was inevitable. As despair filled the air, the girl once again stepped forward, guiding her brother on where to place his next move. But this time, the ridicule was even harsher. People angrily scolded her, claiming she was just a child, cluelessly interfering in the game. Yet the national champion's expression changed. A thoughtful look appeared on his face. He keenly sensed that this little girl was anything but ordinary. Seeing this, the man decided to take one more gamble. He followed her instructions and placed the piece. In the very next second, the entire chessboard flipped. Victory was sealed in an instant, and the man won the championship on the spot. Everyone was left utterly speechless in shock. Only then did they finally realize that this seemingly ordinary little girl was, in fact, the true pinnacle of the chess world.